Alright, I'm really sorry about that. Not a capture card issue, that was not a stream issue, that was purely the disc I used. Anyway, I guess this is part 2 now. I went ahead and gave it a different title too. Um, yeah. I'm gonna try to stream for another 2 hours or so. If you can't make the whole thing, that's fine. The VOD will be up. So, anyway, we're reviewing this scene. Going to show once again, Faye is very emotionally and mentally unstable, and he is very easily influenced. Those are some key things that we'll see as kind of a running trend for a little while. A lot of his behavior. Very easily influenced. As soon as Ellie said that it could be your fault, he immediately changed his mind. And as soon as, before, when Ellie said, he's kind of blaming himself right now. And then Ellie brings up that it could have been the gears that landed, not him. Immediately changes his mind. And then Ellie says it was actually you and that you're a coward. And he immediately changes his mind again. So that's kind of a running theme with his character. Just something to keep in mind. He's a very interesting protagonist. He's probably one of my favorite protagonists in any RPG. Very emotionally complex. As all these characters are, really. That's Van Houten, by the way, is Ellie's last name. It's Elheim Van Houten. Van Houten, I believe, just means of wood. It's a common German last name. Nothing really to it. I should say, yeah, nearly every name is a reference to something. Nearly every single name in this game is a reference to something. This game is full of references to things. Kind of a similar fashion to how like Okami is full of Shinto references and Kid Icarus Uprising is full of Greek mythology references. It's that same kind of thing. So it's worth doing additional research on some of that stuff. I'll kind of guide you through it. I've done a lot of the research on a lot of the referential material in this game. But as far as the names go, Fei Fong Wang in the Japanese version is Wang Fei Hung, and that is named after a Chinese martial artist. I don't think that one has any like significant meaning other than it's just a cool name. Chinese martial art. It's a famous Chinese martial artist, Wang Fei Hung. Ellie's name has significance, but it would be spoilers, so I'm gonna hold off on that. The names Kislev and Ave are both named after months of the Jewish calendar, as there are many place names in Xenogears are named after months in the Jewish calendar. Kislev is of course Kislev. Ave is a mistranslation of Av. In the Japanese version, it's just Av. And Av is a month of the Jewish calendar as well. Let's see, what are some other things? Lahan I don't think has any reference. I think that's just a made-up name. I think everything else is pretty... Saiton's name does have relevance, but again, that's could be spoilers. Uzuki, Saiton's last name, is kind of a running theme within the Xenoblade games, or the entire Xeno series. It's not in any of the Xenoblade games, actually, I don't think, but in Xenosaga, the main character is also named Shion Uzuki. So Uzuki is kind of a running name, last name particularly. So, yeah, those are the ones I can think of off the top of my head right now. I've enjoyed the game, what you've seen in the game so far. I think for being a 90s JRPG, it does a really good job of portraying its story between the music, animations, the anime cutscenes. There aren't as many of those later on. They're kind of like front-loaded. There's a lot here at the beginning, but they kind of taper off as we get further into the game. There won't be quite as many later on. Yeah, anyway, here's where we stopped. We saw that Ellie had some kind of similar tragic event happen
You
in her
talk as
past.
if it's not your responsibility.
No, I didn't do anything.
They died
She had a
because
very
you
similar
had to pilot the
traumatic
gear and start fighting.
It wasn't
incident.
me, can't you
Yeah,
understand?
we'll learn more about later.
Not just anyone can pilot those machines, you know.
I didn't do it.
Why won't you take responsibility?
I'm not so strong.
Why are you trying to put the blame on others?
I'm not even all that talented.
You're a coward!
That's right. I'm a coward.
Yes, that's right. I am a coward. Awkward looking PS1 polygon. Oh no! Let's go help her. Ellie! Ellie, are you alright? Darn, she's unconscious. This thing is called a Rankar. Try hitting. Hardly do anything to it. Rankar Dragons. Cool name. Dinosaurus. This is literally Dinosaurus. Guess we just use this time to rack up combos for death blows. But right now, there's not much we can do to it. Yeah, that's a dragon. That's about right. It looks more like a dinosaur than a dragon. But whatever. The game tells me it's a dragon. It's a dragon. This was the original Dinosaurus. Looks so derpy. Faye! That voice is not coming from the dragon. It kind of looks funny with Faye and the dragon's mouth. There's Sighton. Faye, I have been searching for you. Here, you can use this. That's the land crab he was fixing up in his backyard. The junk he was tinkering with, so to speak. Hey, hold on a sec. To tell me I can use it is one thing. Ellie, damn it. Doc, I have a favor to ask. I will defeat this monster, but if it looks like I'll go out of control like last time, then shoot me. Faye, let us pray that that won't happen. Alright, we're back in the gear. So I can now go more over gear combat. Gear combat has a lot of moving parts to it. I can't go over everything here. There's a lot of that stuff on the side, booster, power output, hacking mode, armor loss, agility level. That I'll save talking about until later. But I'll talk about kind of the basics first. So the basics are that it works a lot like ground combat, just in a gear. You can attack, as we saw before, and we have triangle, square, and X buttons. They do different attacks, although we can't combo them together. So you gain more attacks in your gear as you learn more death blows on the ground. And I'll show you what I mean in a minute. But besides that, we can use items. They don't do anything because our gear HP is completely different from our ground HP. We can't heal our gear by using ground items, so they don't do anything, but they're there. The only things that are useful are if you have rose souls, then those are, you can use those to heal your EP, which EP is still useful, because we do have an ether machine. And we can use our guided shot in our gear as well. There are certain ether moves that you can't use in your gear, and it will look different if you use it. So we'll go ahead and use a guided shot. This one's basically just a Kamehameha. Looks a bit cool. We can use a guided shot in our gear. It doesn't do anything. But yeah, that uses EP, and you can heal EP with items in your gear, but besides that, it doesn't really do much. There are some items later on that do things in your gear, but besides that, not much. There's also charge. You can see our fuel gauge at the bottom, 1200 out of 1200. Each time we attack, we lose fuel. So I'm going to do an attack here. I'm going to do X attack. And we lose a little bit of fuel. X attacks take 30 fuel. Solar's too strong. Square attacks is inflicted slow on us, so it's going to slow down our timer here. Going to allow it to attack again. And miss. Good job. Okay. So X attacks take 30 fuel, square attacks take 20, triangle attacks take 10. You can charge. Each charge you do deals 50 fuel. Not very much. Charge doesn't do much at all. But it's a way you can kind of chip a little bit at your fuel. There's other options, special options, you can escape or use a booster. That's something I get into much later. But anyway, you saw when we attacked there, we did an X attack, and it raised our attack level at the bottom. It was originally 0, now it's 1. When your attack level is 1, you can start using gear death blows. So now, we can use our triangle. We can do triangle into triangle by getting. So, each time you learn a death blow on the ground, we learned Raijin earlier, you can then, that will correspond to a certain death blow you will learn in your gear. So, since we learned one death blow on the ground, we can use one death blow in our gear. But in order to use a death blow in your gear, you have to have an attack level of at least 1. When you have attack level of 0, we can try doing a triangle attack again. It won't pull that up. You have to build up your attack level by doing more attacks. So, gear combat, I'm just going to go right out and say it. Gear combat in Xenogears is bad. It's not fun at all. It's very slow. It relies on just attacking very slowly, getting your attack level up, and then doing whatever death blow you can. It's cool, I'll give it this. It's very innovative for its time. It was one of the only RPGs of its time that had like anything like it. Had 2 different battle systems effectively. It's a cool idea, and it looks cool. The battles look cool whenever you have gears fighting. And you can fight. Sometimes you can fight with gears alongside your grounded party members, which is another reason you want to use items sometimes. But fuel is annoying to deal with, especially later on. And having to only be able to use any strong attacks whenever you slowly and methodically built up your attack level is annoying. And it's not great. It's pretty slow and monotonous, but hey, it is what it is. There is a mechanic later on that makes it a bit more, but we haven't unlocked that yet. Faye, are you alright? Yeah, I guess so. That fight with the Raincar was remarkable. An ordinary gear could not defeat that monster. You certainly keep yourself in good shape. Why did you bring this here, Doc? This? You mean Veltal? Veltal? This is the gear that destroyed our village. Beltal is German for space. Nothing to do with that. That's the name of the gear. Why did you bother bringing it here? I never wanted to see another gear again. I understand how you must feel, but in order to protect yourself, you need a certain degree of strength. Even more since we are being pursued. I agree that a certain degree of strength is needed for self-defense, and if it weren't for this gear here, Ellie and I'd be in that Raincar's stomach right now. But its power goes beyond what is necessary. Does one really need the power to destroy everything? I don't need that kind of power. I just hate gears. Faye, using power or being used by power, is that not a problem of the heart? If humans do not use their power for wrong, it can be a good thing. I believe such power can help us. In that respect, I know you will be fine. It sure helped you out this time. Am I right? I want to believe that, but something is holding me back. This gear. Well, whatever. At least Ellie is safe now. She seems to have come to. Huh? I am Saiten, a friend of Faye's. I almost did not make it. If Faye had not helped you, I hate to think what may have happened. I was not too pleased with his rashness in trying to take on that Raincar with just his bare fists. Bare fists? Well, I am glad that you were able to find a use for what I brought you. Let's just say we are borrowing what the Kislev army left behind. Oh. Thank you, Faye. This makes twice. Don't mention it. I'll just put it on your tab. It's getting dark. Let's make camp now and start out early tomorrow. Both of you look tired, and I need to make some repairs on our friend here. It is no use. The knee actuator and bypass circuit are both ruined. The actuator can be fixed, but the circuit needs to be replaced. Oh, having trouble sleeping there? Yeah. I imagine you would. You have had quite the day. This is the machine Faye used when the village was attacked. There was another machine left sitting on the outskirts of the village. No Bayar das Legus? It was yours, right? Just as I thought. Missing pilot from the gear that made an emergency landing in Lahan. The mysterious woman found wandering lost in the forest were actually one and the same person. Judging from your uniform, I would also say you are with the military. Am I correct? How? Who are you? I checked the ID tags of the soldiers who died in the attack on Lahan. The design of their tags and the design of your uniform there is the same. Do not worry. They were given proper burials. But they may not have been too pleased to die in a foreign land. Maybe. Does Faye know about you? I don't think he has realized yet. Most likely. Faye knows nothing of the world outside of Lahan. I see. So how come... In any case, it is best if we do not pry into each other's pests anymore. But let's just say that I know a little more about the world than most do. Anyway, Ellie, I have a favor I must beg you to do. What is it? Straight ahead and you will come to a road. And just keep going. Would you please leave us while Faye is still asleep? Unfortunate things keep happening around Faye. I'd like to protect him if possible. I do not want him caught up in any vain struggles. I'm also saying this for your benefit. Ellie, you do not belong here. Go back to your family. Do not worry. I will not tell Faye what your true identity is. I will just tell him you went to meet up with your family. No, it is not that. I did something terrible to him. So I want to apologize. Something terrible. Faye told me it was our fault your village was destroyed. They kept saying if only they hadn't come. Then I called Faye a coward because he was trying to escape from the responsibility. And in fact, it was me who was trying to escape from taking the blame. If I hadn't crash landed there, they would all still be living peacefully now. All those innocent people wouldn't have been caught up in that tragedy. I accused Faye. You are a rarity. I do not expect your people would ever think like that. It's your people. Surface dwellers are nothing more than domesticated animals, are they not? Shepherds, able to control of the surface-dwelling lands, possessing the right to give life and death unto them as they see fit. Exactly. But you seem to feel responsibility toward Fae and the villagers. Why is that? I don't know myself. At Jugend, I was taught that surface dwellers were stupid and base. And that is why we have to control them, but upon meeting Fae, something about him made you feel differently. Yes, he's no different than we are. In fact, he seemed more powerful. He possesses something we don't. He also risked his life to save me, twice. Most of your people would feel ashamed at receiving such an act. But you are grateful to Fae. It's probably because of my father. He had an open mind to surface dwellers. My nanny was a surface dweller. No one knew about her, though. Besides, I am the same as Fae. Same? No, nothing. Never mind. I think I understand. I'm sorry. After just saying that we should not cry. It is my nature, you know? My wife says I am too persistent and that I talk too much. But personally, I do not think I talk too much. It's probably best if you return home to your country. You really should not be here. I'll return to headquarters, but then what? You are worried. Yes. Worrying is natural, and I used to worry once too, you know? Exciting. Anyway, let me handle what to tell Faye. You had better go now. The tab was for the RPS king? What do you mean by that? Is Ellie gone yet? Oh, so you were awake. Yes, I woke up midway, so I only heard part of what you two were discussing. Ellie, so that's what she is. Faye, she is... I know, it's not Ellie's fault. What happened to the village is all my fault. I took out all my pent-up feelings on Ellie. I'm the one who should apologize. Faye, do not blame yourself. It was not your fault either. You were just trying to protect the village. Thanks, Doc. By the way, how is everyone from the village going? Do not worry. Yui is taking care of them. I told her to leave soon and take them all to a certain place. They should be safe for a while, so you just worry about yourself for now. Okay, Doc. Now to think what we should do next. Shall we leave this forest and head for the desert town of Dazzle? We may learn what Ave and Kislev are up to, not to mention getting some parts for Veltal. The leader of Ave is not going to sit back and let the other knight's fiasco go by unpunished. They went to dead because he kept losing to the RPS king. Yeah, fair enough. So we're leaving Veltal here until we can get it fixed. So we're gonna go on ahead to the desert. Or maybe this is back. Actually, I think this is the wrong way. I think this is back the way we came. So we go this way. We have Citan in the party now, by the way. Citan is, without a doubt, the strongest party member. By far. Not at the moment, because he's only level 5, but once he catches up, he is the strongest party member. He has all the best stats. He's incredibly well-rounded. He also doesn't have a weapon, he only uses his fists. He is very well-rounded. Even 2 levels below Faye, his attack is still 19, whereas Faye's is 20. Look at his defense. His defense is even higher than Faye's. His agility, evade percent, is even higher than Faye's. His ether is higher than Faye's. He is very powerful. And as we go throughout the game, you'll see more and more reasons why Citan is the best party member. He's a tank. Well, not just that he's a tank. He's also really, really freaking strong in game as well. So we'll be seeing that some of that. Ship flying around. What is that? I would assume it is an aerial battleship from Ave. An aerial battleship? I've never heard of Ave having anything like that. Of course, it does not come from Ave originally. Most likely, it belongs to the Gebler forces stationed in Ave. Gebler? Special forces from the Sacred Empire of Solaris, known as Gebler. I'm sure you have heard something about them. They are an organization providing large-scale military aid to the Kingdom of Ave. They showed up in Enigma several months ago. Until then, Ave was being routed by Kislev. With Valor's help, they have managed to regain half their losses. They are now expanding their territory and gathering resources buried in the ruins. I've heard the village elders talk about it. Is Zelia part of that? Quite possibly so. Their group has superior technology and power. It is rumored they are here solely to get the resources in the ruins. I'm surprised they are using something as powerful as that ship. It must be to suppress the recent border skirmishes. So they are fighting the Kislev Empire. Yes, it seems they have found new ruins on the northern edge of Ave. Those ruins are under a 500-year-old temple. 3 weeks ago, Kislev took over those ruins. Most likely they are fighting over that. So, kind of summarize, with Ave and Kislev, we have an organization called the Ethos, which in the Japanese version is called the Church. It's translated as Ethos. I like the Ethos a little better. I like the Ethos as a name better. It's just called the Church in Japan. That they are in charge of excavating the ruins and distributing gears and other military tech between the two nations. And then we have Gebler, which is a military force from a foreign land that is helping Ave kind of even the tide with Kislev. Anyway, so as we see here, Seitan is the agility stat is what determines your speed in battle. Who goes first? So Seitan's agility is higher, so he's going first. He's quick. He's up there, and he can use moves. Also, he looks freaking cool. Not only is he strong, but he's really freaking cool. Okay. We'll try to build up on some other death blows here. He's also able to use Arcane, so Faye is able to use Chi, that's his special moves. Ellie can use Ether, Seitan can use Arcane. Also, look at his health. Seitan has 204 health. So he's a bit of a tank, but he's also strong. So he does everything. His Arcane, he is able to use Sazanan, which restores HP. So he can heal as well. So he does everything. He's a jack of all trades, master of all. His moves are so cool. The martial arts style that the characters in this game use is resembles somewhat Bajiquan in real life, although FaZe occasionally uses like some Taekwondo as well, and even some like Chinese Kenpo. So there's like a lot of different styles that kind of mesh into the martial arts style they use. All right, so now we're on the other side of the Black Moon Forest. Bahan is back over on that side. We're off into the desert. We have a world map down on the bottom right. Let's see, we're on Ignis. Ignis is the large continent, the largest continent in this world. That's in the northeast corner. And we have some desert monsters we can fight. We'll use some of the square attacks. So kind of the running trend with a lot of these characters, especially our martial arts characters, Faye and Seitan. I think these are called sand chunks. These enemies. Is that the triangle attacks are fists, whereas the square attacks use legs. You can see he's fighting with his doing kicks, whereas the triangle attacks are usually punches. I love the way Seitan does his hair. Alright, let's level up. So this is the town of Dazzle. Hopefully we can get some parts so we can repair Veltal. This is Dazzle. Yes, that is right. The desert town of Dazzle. In Japanese, it is Dajir. This town's lively. This is the center for all excavations in Ave. People come from all over Ignis to try and find resources buried in the ruins around here. We should be able to find out what both Ave and Kislev are up to here. And we also have to gather the things we need to repair Veltal. Repair Veltal. Yes, we must exchange the broken parts to fix Veltal. Otherwise, it will not be able to function at all. There is an ethos workshop in the southern part of this town. Let's go there, Faye. Yeah, okay, Doc. Let's check this place out then. So, another running trend with Faye. He's not very smart. that's another running trend with Faye. You saw him like, repair Veltal. Where had I heard that before? Yeah, Faye is kind of dumb. That's gonna be a running trend with some things. He does make some dumb decisions. He kind of has the mind of a child. Hey, I haven't seen you around here before. Don't think that if you cause trouble, you'll get away with it. We're Ave Army Guards. Remember that. They're equipped with. I'm not even sure what weapon that is. Is that a gun? Is that like a baton? What is that? I don't know. There's some weird getup. There's a flag up there too. That is actually the flag of Ave. Every nation in this game has its own unique flag. Faye is Matthew. Yeah, that's about right. That's where you can get some more of those similarities. So before we enter Dazzle, there is actually a bit of an Easter egg. But I believe you have to enter it in from the other side. I think I entered in from the wrong side. There's two sides you can enter in Dazzle. Oh, shoot. Try that again. Ah, okay. Maybe it's actually like outside the world map. There's some little Easter egg I want to show. It's like outside Dazzle. Okay. Maybe not. Maybe I just need to enter the town. Ah, I keep jumping out. I don't want to jump out. Okay, let's just go into Dazzle. There's a little Easter egg I want to show, but I forgot how to do it. Okay. So here in Dazzle, I gotta say, I really like the Dazzle music. It's cool. It's called Dazzle the Scorching Sands, I believe. This is an ethos workshop. This is the flag of the ethos. Let's walk around town and talk to some people before we go in there. I think we can talk to you. It's a bustling little shopping town. Lately, there's rumors of all that war with Kislev. I'm gonna stock up while there's still just small border skirmishes. The battle with Kislev the other day in the desert ended in a complete victory for us. We need the army because they get us generators from the gears found in the ruins. We'll never give this town or our ruins to Kislev. Let's hope not. Depends on whose side you're on, I guess. Big profits for little work. That's the best way to make money. That's the knack. We make our money selling the parts we excavate to the ethos. The rarer the parts, the better the price. Dig it? The prices are a little high. We need these things to cross the desert. There's a bunch of thieves out in the desert called Sandmen, so you gotta equip yourself properly. If you don't, you only have yourself to blame. Talk to you. There you are. Hey, why the long face? Something bad happened? It's times like this you need a drink. Or two. Or three. Speaking of drinks, we got a bar right here. Lucky Avenue, a relaxing bar. Oh, we did it! I didn't think it'd go so well. Sneaking in the night, follow after the army activation, just like that. This sure is a noisy place. Oh, in a place like this, you have to expect this kind of atmosphere. Yeah, but even so. Shut up! Why are you all yapping when Big Joe is here trying to drink in peace? Can't y'all shut up? Who do you think you are? I don't care if you're Big Joe or Big Schmo. You don't mess with me. Yeah, you sure talk, Big. Can you dig for treasure as good as you talk? What's that you say? You're so tough. Always looking for junk laying everywhere or laying around. Why don't you do something more productive for once? If you ask me, you're a big puss. Hey, stop it. This guy's trouble. He's looking wild. Oh, shut up. Just shut your trap. That's right. Run home to mama, little boys. Oh, damn you. You'll keep... Ah, cowardly little punks. This man sure likes to make his presence felt. This is Big Joe. You drinking too? Booze is my life companion, especially in a sucky world like this. Everyone's searching for dough and dynamite. Ha, how unromantic. And Golden Knight, want to stay? I don't really think we need to. Check our HP, I guess. I guess. It's only 10 gold? Sure. This is a bar and an inn. Big cup of Joe. Yeah, Big Joe's a character. We'll be seeing more of him. So, what do you want to buy? Here? What do we buy here? This is a weapon shop. We can buy rods, we can buy whips, we have a leather whip, and we can buy some equipment as well. Faye already has a fencing cap, we can also buy some fencing wear. We can also buy some a fencing cap for Sighton. And a power ring. There are ways we can get power rings later where we don't have to buy them. So I think I'm going to hold off on the power ring. And I'll buy that. If you explore enough in the overworld, in like dungeons and stuff, you'll be able to get most of what you need and not have to shop. Especially like aqua souls and things. You'll get a lot of it just fighting things. And most enemies will drop things like hop jerky and items like that restore health anyway. I'm gonna fix. The generator sensor is broken. It's the only thing that can sense buried gear generators. Without that, I'm ruined. There are burglars out looking for treasure in the desert ruins. Brr, shivers. Oh, I just wet my pants. You better be careful too. Battle with Kislev the... Oh, I didn't talk to you. No way to skip ahead of dialogue. Damn it. That's why I would... Oh, go away. That's why I would never like to speedrun this game. Because speedrunning this game would require pressing through a lot of dialogue. Speedruns of Xenogears are usually like 18 hours long, which is pretty insane. This guy looks kind of interesting. So, he doesn't look like a human. He almost has the head of a gopher. Kind of interesting. You look tired. You can stay overnight at the bar, so why don't you rest there a little bit? Traveling all worn and tired might just get you killed. He has, like, animal features. Looks like a gopher. It's interesting. Interesting people. Civilian worker gears have no chance against military worker gears and excavating. But even if we had a military gear, we wouldn't be able to operate it. What's it? I've met you before, so you want to rent out a sand buggy too? Sand buggy? Sand buggy is a special type of vehicle designed for the desert terrain. Oh shit. Its tires will not get stuck in the sand. You really need them for long desert trips. Sorry, but all our buggies are lent out now. Do you want to wait for one? Some of those guys hunting for parts should be back soon. I see. Well then, we will come again later. We will need to come get a sand buggy in a little while. A lot of military presence here. Abe Guard Station. This town is important because it's the base for excavating the ruins. The elite of our army are stationed here. All here for the excavations. Kislev army is up to something in the land north of here. Don't worry, if anything happens, Gebler will back us up. This town is the center of all gear excavating in Abe. They take the generators out of excavated gear to make new models. Protecting this town is essential to beating Kislev. I left my family at home to come here. I want to finish my duty here and go home. This is the Abe Army's Dazzle Guard Station. No civilians allowed. Oh, fine. Can we get in there? This is just the, yeah, this is the equipment guy, okay. Be able to jump into the top. Yeah, the door up here. No? Oh man. Oh, wait a minute. Doors are not able to be accessed. Maybe this one? No? That's the top of the bar. We already went into... I know we went into both those houses. I think... Oh no. I wonder who built all these ruins. Some say an ancient civilization which ruled this place long ago built them. After looking at the results of the geologic test, I have my doubts. My hubby acts so smart with his ruin theories. Why don't we just leave the ruins to the ethos? Lately, the town has become so lively. It's nice to see the children so happy. Hey, are all the soldiers here to dig up the ruins? I thought they were after the bad Kislev people. Guess I was wrong. There's one kid around here that says something about the water system. I kind of want to find them. Yeah, this is the guy saying about the prices. Welcome. This is an item shop. Okay, well, I don't need anything. I heard a rumor that the Kislev army attacked a nearby village. Is it true? Lots of adults come to dig up the ruins. They all come riding in big gears. Yeah, there's this kid running around. There are burglars. Okay. I already talked to you. What's up here? A view of the village, I guess. Or Basil. Village. Got to improve the performance of my gear with the parts I've bought here, even if it's only a little bit. Here there are parts for your gear that increase its performance and abilities incredibly just by equipping them on it. I wonder if they have any such parts here. Somehow I doubt it. Sorry, my part supplies are low, so I can't sell you anything. So this is a gear shop, ordinarily. It's where you can buy things for your gear, but we don't have gears to customize right now, so I'll do anything. The area around this town is the highest concentration of ruins on the southern part of the continent of Ignis. Abe and Kislev have been fighting over these ruins forever. I'm old now, I just want to live in peace. Lately, Grandpa's been in a blue and gum mood. Oh dear, the water has stopped. This is the guy I was looking for. The water has stopped again. The workshop must be using it right now. So it's kind of like a little bit of world building. It seems like the entirety of Dazzle operates on one water pump. So when one person's using it, another person can't use it. Interesting that they would have such an inefficient system out in the desert where you would need water the most. Workshop admin. The rest of the country has an unusual interest in this area's ruins. Large units have come to excavate all the ruins. We're out of gear parts in the warehouse. I'm gonna have to order more from the Ethos headquarters. Plus, for repairs keep coming at this pace, we won't be able to keep up. Ethos headquarters to expand this workshop. Ask the Ethos headquarters to send a mechanic down. So we're relying a lot on the Ethos for funds, for parts, for repairs, and a lot of things. This is like the hub for all the excavation. This is the water hub. Water is needed for the maintenance of gears. Our waterworks is also built to provide a steady supply of water to the workshop. This is the waterworks. All of Dazzle's water comes from this pump. It's only one pump. Pretty inefficient. All right, let's go into the Ethos workshop. Wow, so this is the Ethos workshop, eh, Doc? Yes, the Ethos workshops are the only places that officially repair gears. Let us see if we can get the parts we need to fix Veltal here. As they say, time is money, so we should do whatever we can to do as soon as we are able to. Huh? How can I help you? Sorry to bother you. The gear is broken down, so I'd like to buy some parts to fix it. Tough luck, huh? Can you tell me what make of parts you're after? Yes, we are hoping to replace an X29 model injection bypass circuit. X29 model injection circuit. It's only used on the latest military models. We don't keep those kinds of parts in stock here. You can only get such special parts by placing an order at the Ethos headquarters. This workshop is only for the repair of civilian gears. I see. Sorry to have bothered you. Sorry that we can't help you. Please don't touch it. It's being repaired. Well, we can jump on it. So, Veltal is a new gear. It was made recently. It's interesting to know. Doc, do you have a moment? I need to talk to you. Yes, of course, Faye. So, Faye, what did you want to talk to me about? Well, Doc, it's about Veltal. I can't find the parts we need, so is it alright if we just don't fix it? Do not repair it. What is the problem, Faye? Well, we've been able to come as far as Dazzle on our own. But doesn't that show that we don't need Veltal as much as we thought? You needed it to kill the rain car. What are you talking about? Actually, I've been thinking that once things cool down, I want to go back to Lahan and help rebuild. That's all I feel I can do now. Let's see. That's what you want, Faye. Fine. But I think we should try to move Veltal as far away from there as possible. Move it away? But why do we need to do that, Doc? It is only my speculation. I suspect the incident that evening occurred because the Gebler Special Force stole a Kislev military gear. Special Force? You mean Ellie's group? Exactly. When I examined the broken gear in the village, I realized the Gebler pilots were riding a Kislev gear. They must have had some new technology involved in it for the Kislev army to send pursuit forces after it. New technology? I suspect the Gebler force was out to steal a new experimental gear. I'm sure news of the Special Forces' failure has reached the capital. They'll be investigating the Lahan area to reclaim whatever parts of the new gear they can find. Hold on, Doc. Won't the Kislev army still be in Lahan too? Most probably. In that case, there will be a conflict between Ave's inspection team and Kislev's pursuit troops. If they find where we have hidden Veltal. The armies will fight over who gets Veltal, right near Lahan too. So, to avoid any problems, we should move Veltal somewhere else right away. But we can't fix it in order to move it. Right, staying here will solve nothing. Fortunately, this is the center of all excavation work in this country. There's bound to be some information on where we can find parts. Anyway, the fear is often worse than the danger itself. We should not let such fears hold us back. So, Veltal was a new gear made in Kislev, and the Gebler forces went and stole it. Something about it that they want. This is a sand buggy. That is it, Faye? I have thought of a good way to get the parts we need for Veltal. Let's go back to the rental shop and rent out this buggy. What do you intend on doing, Doc? Well, leave it to me. Just you wait and see. So the army that was using the sand buggy has come back. We can now rent this out. Yes, that is right. Do you have any we can rent right now? Of course, the keys are on the ignition, so you can take it now. Well then, if I may. Hey, I'm going to go into the desert to search for parts for Veltal. Going to the desert? Doc, are you going to excavate some ruins or something? Kislev and Ave armies are confronting each other in the desert all the time. There is talk that their forces often break into battle over the ruins. What does that have to do with that gear? Search the battlefields for the wrecks of such army gear. We should be able to find the parts we need. Besides, Veltal is a Kislev gear, so we need parts from Kislev gears. But Faye, you are such a warrior. Things have a way of working out. You do not need to worry so much. I'm gonna go kill some time at the bar until I get back. Doc. Are you letting him go out there alone? Lots of fights break out in the desert. It's a real dangerous place. I heard about a group of pirates riding around attacking people on a sand cruiser. You really shouldn't let him go out there by himself. He's gonna try and guilt trip us. Alright. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get some water. Alright. Back to it. So we're gonna go after and try to pursue Simon. I think if we go into the bar, the people at the bar seem to stuff too. Gopher's here.
Booze is great, ain't it? I just live for that first drink after work. There's your friend. There's a war on in the desert and he just goes wandering off there? Your friends are important to you, then don't let them get away. Especially if it's a lady friend.
Gotta pursue. And already. That's battles. These are the Sandmen that we heard about. These are bandits. Got a lot of gold from that. You get a lot of gold from those enemies. Hopefully we get 5 AP soon so we can start learning some other death blows. What are they? Are they Ave gears? I'm worried about Doc. Guess I may as well follow those gears. Bandits, that makes sense, yep. some fights up ahead too. More sand sharks. These are probably the most annoying enemies here. Hit pretty hard too. More sand shark. Okay, so I guess I can take this time to talk more about death blows. So, and like, I'll kind of talk about the system of how they work. So, in battle, you have 7 different... The game says that you only have 3 attacks, triangle, square, and X. But in reality, you actually have 7 different types of attacks you use in battle. Where's Doc gone? And now I've lost sight of those gears, too. What's happening? What the heck is that thing? Different unit. Are they going toward the direction of the saucer went? I better follow them so as to not lose sight of them. Maybe we'll get another chance I can get into battle, I can show you. But yeah, in actuality, you have 7 different attacks you can use, not 3. Okay, UFOs. I don't think that was either Ave or Twizzler. That was similar. Maybe it could have been. Who knows? Let me heal myself first. Yeah, you have 7 different attacks you can use. There are actually 4 different triangle attacks, 2 different square attacks, and 1 X attack. So watch the animations when I use these attacks. So I'm going to use 4 triangle attacks in a row. Each one of these attacks has a different animation, as you can see there, right? And then watch when I use square attacks. Square, square. 2 different animations. Kick one way, kick the other. So those count in the game's internal death blow system as 2 different attacks. Or the square, like 2 different square attacks and 4 different triangles. So, and I can mix and match them too. So I do triangle, square, triangle. You can saw it did the first triangle attack, the second square attack, and then the 3rd triangle attack. So watch this again. You see all those triangle attacks? You can see when I do triangle, square, triangle, it does the first triangle attack, the second square attack where where his leg goes the other way, and the 3rd triangle attack where he turns around. So what it's really doing is mixing and matching those. To learn a death blow, you have to have used all of the individual attacks involved in that death blow a certain number of times in total. So let's say to learn, let's say if I wanted to learn the next death blow, which would be like triangle, triangle, X. If I had 5 HP. Let's say a death blow I wanted to learn was triangle, triangle, X. Then I would have to gain experience, or in other words, use the attacks, first triangle, second triangle, and X attack a certain number of times. Or if I was going to learn triangle, square, X, I'd have to use the first triangle attack a certain number of times, the second square attack a certain number of times, and the first and only X attack a certain number of times. So that's how it works. So when you see me using different attacks and trying to combine them, I'm really just trying to gain more experience, for lack of a better word, with all the different types of attacks. So one of the best ways of doing that, and you'll see me do this pretty often, is like probably my most common attacks is just going to be straight triangles, because that gets me all 4 of my triangle attacks in one. I can gain experience with all 4 of them. With as low AP as I have now, it's hard to use that 4th triangle attack, and I may need experience for that later. So this is the only way I have to do it. Of course, at some point I need to gain some experience with the X attack as well, because the X attack is involved in every death. The idea is you are gaining experience with all of your different attacks by using all of your different attacks over and over again. So there I gain experience with both of my square attacks. Now, the game doesn't tell you any of this, by the way. This is all in its internal system that it never tells you about, which is frustrating because I went a whole playthrough without ever learning how the game has you learn death blows, which makes it so that if you don't know all of that, it makes it seem like you learn death blows kind of just at random, when in reality, there is a way you can influence what death blows you're learning. You just don't know how to use it. You just don't know about it because the game doesn't tell you. That guy back in Lahan, back in the Lahan consultant's house or whatever, he tells you about death blows, but he doesn't tell you anything about how you learn them. So there's no way you would know this unless you went out and did research. Which I had to do. I didn't know how all of it worked until my second time through this thing. It's you mentioned Dark Moon never tell you that you can dodge attacks. It doesn't. Not that I remember, at least. It can be frustrating. It kind of just adds on to some of the problems I have with the gameplay. I think, overall, ground combat is a lot more fun than gear combat. Not by... I mean, maybe not a lot more fun. It's not like... Oh, whoa. I just saw something. I was looking back at chat, I saw the card in my eye. Dang it. I didn't see what I learned. I learned something. Okay, whatever. Important info that I never mentioned. Yeah, that's why when first playing Xenogears, ground combat can seem a little obtuse. And later on in the game, it ultimately just boils down to using whatever strongest death blows you have. It doesn't have a whole lot of like strategy or customization. At least the gear combat does have some customization. Once we actually get the ability to customize gears, it's actually there's a good bit of like maybe not depth, but there's something to customizing gears. Ground combat is just at some point using whatever strongest death blows you have, but at least the process of learning death blows is cool, and the death blows themselves, as you gain more of them, it is pretty rewarding to gain them. So I'll give that's a point in its favor. Anyway, does this desert ever end? It'll get dark soon, so I'd better hurry up and... Motorcycles in the desert. What's going on here? Gears, a flying saucer, and now these guys. Hope Doc's alright. Sorry about that. Just let me borrow this for a little while. 90s RPGs just had a great obsession with main characters riding motorcycles. That was FF7 too. Hey, way! It's just the 90s definition of cool. The character could ride motorcycles. What's with you guys? Aren't you overreacting a little for just stealing a motorcycle? Faye, I was looking everywhere for you. Doc, you alright? Yes, of course. Looks like we do not have time to chat. Faye, hurry! Hurry and do what? I cannot use Veltal very well. Only you can use his full potential. Hurry up and get on board. Alright. I guess he repaired it. By the way, doesn't Veltal look an awful lot like the Noah's Ouroboros form in Xenoblade 3? It looks pretty similar, particularly in the face. Looks pretty similar. Add that to the list of similarities between Xenoblade 3 and Xenogears. And I guess now that we learned another death blow on the ground, we can now use another one in our gear. Repu. This is triangle into square. I don't know how, but I beat them. What the... Your hot-blooded desire for battle has not been tamed, I see.
Who are you?
Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Oh, okay. Here we go. Oh god. Oh, is this doing this again? They didn't do this with the other cutscene. So it's just stumbling on the full motion cutscenes. It made... Oh gosh. Oh no, so it's not the disc. Oh no. Oh boy.
You killed her.
That's disturbing. That's a disturbing image. That's a disturbing image. Wow. Shoot. I guess the last time I saved was back in Dazzle. Here's the stream end 2 Electric Boogaloo. Shoot. Yeah, game just crashed. It's just with the anime cutscenes. Okay, so this is a different disc. Damn. That's crazy. Okay. Well, you all can try to. I can try resetting the game. It's about 50-50 about of whether this will end the stream, because last time I tried to quit the game and go back in, it just straight up ended the stream. So this may not work. But I can try to reset the game. And we'll have to go back to a save point. I think the last time we saved. Oh, shoot. Okay. I think we saved in Dazzle. There was a house in Dazzle that had a save point. I think we saved in Dazzle. Maybe I can check the live stream. Hang on a sec. Did I save in Dazzle? No, there was a save point in a house in Dazzle. Question is whether I used it. I didn't. Well, shoot, that means the last time we saved would have been back with Ellie in Black Moon Forest. Damn. Thing is, that's actually the last anime cutscene for a little while. Like that's the last anime cutscene that plays for a while. That's why I said they like taper off a bit later on. Okay, well, I doubt y'all want to watch me go through the game from Black Moon Forest and try to catch up. So I may just go ahead and end it here. I'll do that off stream. And you can catch up next time. That's crazy. Ouch. So it may be the capture card then. I wonder why that is. I'm trying to figure that out. I wonder why that is. Maybe it's because it goes to a different resolution whenever the anime cutscenes start. I don't know. It just trips up the capture card because the resolution changes. That's weird. This is a disturbing image. I didn't even get to where he says Seeker of Power. I was almost there. The man in black calls himself a Seeker of Power. That's why I named it Seeker of Power. Shoot. Well, not really much I can do here. I think the game crashed. I don't think it's going to continue. Fun fact. Okay. Well, Best I can do is try to reset the game. The Man in Black is in Yakuza 2. Well, the Man in Black in Xenogears is actually pretty based, and I like him a lot. He's one of my more favorite characters in this game. Okay, well, I'm going to reset the game. This may just end the stream here, but depends on what the game does. No, it didn't. Okay. Well, you all are gonna see with me when I load back up the game where I have to start from. It's worrying though. Yeah, I'm back in the forest. Okay. Only 2 Man in Black had a generic face and he appears 3 times and he had too much HP. Blockable attacks. That's where I'm gonna have to start back from. I guess this is just before they have that talk. Okay, well, I'm gonna do some testing with this off stream. And in the stream here. Have a good rest of your night. And I'll stream sometime this week if I can get this working. Maybe it's both of my discs that are bad. I don't know. It's either both of my discs have gone bad, which is a real problem, because this game is very expensive, and that's very worrying. Or it's a capture card problem, in which case I can catch up to where I am off the capture card, connected back to the capture card, and afterwards be okay. But I do wonder why it's struggling only with the anime cutscenes. It didn't even struggle with the anime cutscenes earlier on. It's just those. Alright. Oh. Night night.